Your pay increase is never going to keep up with the real rate of inflation. I don't care who you work for, what your company's offering, your 401k match, your health benefits. It does not keep up with the real rate of inflation, all things being considered. Now, if you have any chance of getting ahead, in 10 years, because if you are not ahead, 50% of Americans have zero put away in investments. Zero. 88% of all equities are owned by like the top 10%. By the top 10% of all equities. The last 12% of assets is owned by like a very, very small amount of people that are, that have been investing in their 401ks, company match, sponsored, all that stuff. Half of America, the wealthiest country, has nothing. My children, my youngest just became a teenager, my children have more just by having a little bit. They have more than half of America, the wealthiest nation to have ever existed. Okay. A couple things that just came out. The highest recorded home sales. So this is the bifurcation between the buyer and the seller. There is more sellers than there are buyers. We usually call that a buyer's market. The problem is that interest rates are significantly too high. Trump knows this. And, he keeps calling to drop interest rates. They can't drop interest rates until they get the data, but the government keeps shutting down and it prolongs the data. Both sides, not going to point fingers. The jobs report just came out this morning. 231,000 people filed for unemployment. The forecast was 212. It's a difference about 20 grand. It's about 20% increase on unemployment data. Sorry, 10%. It's a 10% increase on unemployment data. People filing. So we have wages that don't keep up with money printing. You guys know this. You guys go to the grocery store. I don't need to tell you this. Wages aren't keeping up. Record high unemployment. Okay. Asset prices are high and they're going to get higher. All money printing goes into assets. Eventually, it just makes its way up there. And what's happening is we're getting to this area of stagflation, which is like the big scary word, because we definitely don't want stagflation is significantly worse than depression. Okay, because at least depression, we have levers to move, money to print. They have things they can do. Stagflation is like the worst of the worst. And we're there. Like, you pull out the AI data and the AI, spend, we are at stagflation. The government needs to stimulate the economy, and the only way they know how to do so is by dropping interest rates. So people borrow from the banks, and the banks create leverage. They create a little bit of money that then gets reinvested into the economy at scale, whether it's assets, homes, cars, home additions, whatever it is. This creates jobs. This creates movement, upward mobility of everyone. But if you want any hope of being in a better place in 10 years from now, and it's going to take 10 years, you absolutely need to be working and if you have nothing, or if you have a little bit, 2 and 3 jobs. You have to be working your face off and just buying up all the assets you can. It's the only way you are going to keep up with money printing. All of the money that gets printed literally just mirrors the SPY and gold going up. That's it. Anything else above that is speculation, which is where you might get a little bit of return. At the bare minimum, think of the SPY, the S&P 500, as your savings account. That is the rate of inflation. money printing. Your wages simply aren't going to do it. They're just not. And now we have record high unemployment. Your wages aren't going to save you. No one's coming to save you. You can only save yourself. Take action, get to work. I don't care what you have to do. I don't care if you have to make an OnlyFans AI model that's completely fake and make money. I don't care if you have to DoorDash 7 days a week or drive for Uber, get a part-time job as a pizza boy. I don't care. Bag groceries. I do not care. You need to make more money. Take that money and buy assets. That is, you are not going to work your way out of inflation. There is no physical way for you to outpace government spending. The amount of money that is printed is not calculable. Okay, you couldn't fill the room I'm in with the amount of money. And I'm in a pretty big house. This house is about 5,000 square feet. The amount of money the government prints in like a week would overtake this entire house floor to ceiling. Okay, you are not going to save your way. You are not going to work your way out of inflation. Inflation will win every time until you start buying assets. You need to buy assets and you hold them forever. If you need to take a loan against them, you do so. And that's it. And that's it. And then they will grow with the rest of the economy, and that will be your savings grace. And one day you are going to wake up and you're going to say, oh, look at this giant nest egg I have. I'm significantly better than everyone. I'm in the top 5%, the top 1%. Now I am part of the 88% that owns all of the assets. Okay. Even if you start with $1 today, you are better than 50% of Americans and probably 85% of the rest of the world with $1.